Hello guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel Basketball 360. My name is Trent, and today we're going to be looking at the best small forward from every NBA team, and we're going to rank them 1 through 30. Yes, I finally do have this video up. It took me a while to get it done. When I'm ranking all 30 teams, it takes a lot longer than it is like when I do like top 10s, things like that, which I did in the last two videos. So after this video, if you want to go check them out if you haven't seen them yet. And before we get into the video, I want to ask you to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, so every time I upload a sick video, you're not going to miss it. We're trying to hit 30 subscribers today, so please subscribe. Let's get right into the video. Troy Brown. He's been solid, averaging almost 10 points a game, but no one really talks about him because he plays for the Wizards. Number 29, OKC Thunder, Terrence Ferguson. He's bad on the court, and he's also bad off the court. Is that a win-win situation? I think not. Number 28, Memphis Grizzlies, Kyle Anderson. He's only averaging about 6 points a game, 2 assists and 4 rebounds, so there's room for improvement. Number 27, Atlanta Hawks, DeAndre Hunter. He's actually been pretty solid with 12 points a game, but he's 6'7" and he's only averaging 4.5 rebounds, so if he gets his rebound game up and passes a little more than just 1 assist per game, maybe he can rank a little higher. Number 26, Detroit Pistons, Tony Snell. This is like the definition of like an average player. There's literally nothing about him that is good, but there's nothing terrible about him either. He's actually shooting 40% from 3, but it's about the same as his actual field goal percentage, so you could say that he shoots better from 3 than he does anywhere else, but it's by 4%, so what can I say? Number 25, New York Knicks, Kevin Knox. This is one person that needs to pass more because he is averaging 6 points and not even 1 assist, less than an assist. Come on, bring it up, Kevin Knox. Number 24, Denver Nuggets, Will Barton. He's actually been pretty solid with 15 points a game, but no one really talks about him because he plays with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, and on a good team. An average player on a good team that would be a pretty good player, maybe part of a big three on a terrible team. Number 23, Cleveland Cavaliers, Cedi Osman. I actually hadn't heard a lot about him, and really no one talks about him, obviously because he plays on the Cavaliers, and without LeBron James, the Cavaliers are terrible. Really terrible. So, he plays small forward, and it's like he's supposed to make up for LeBron James not being there. He does a decent job averaging 11 points, but there's room for improvement. Number 22, Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac. He could be the future of the team. He's 6'11", and he's averaging 12 points, but he's only averaging about 1 assist and 7 rebounds. He should rebound a little more. He's 6'11", playing small forward. In my opinion, he could be a center or power forward, but he needs to put on a little muscle before he can do that. Number 21, Charlotte Hornets, Nicholas Batum. This is such an average player. He averaged more rebounds and assists than he does points. I used to think that, because I'm a Celtics fan, so I thought, I see Jason Tatum, so I thought this was Nicholas Batum at first. But it's Batum. Number 20, Phoenix Suns, Kelly Oubre. Last year, no one really knew him. The only reason he stood out was because of his outfits, but now it's because of his actual basketball. He's averaging 18 points a game, but he plays on the Phoenix Suns, and no one watches the Phoenix Suns at all. If someone lives in Arizona and likes basketball, chances are they like a California team, because I'd hate to be a Suns fan. I feel you. Number 19, Chicago Bulls. Otto Porter. He's decent. He's averaging 12 points a game and 3 rebounds. It's not bad. But he plays on the Chicago Bulls, and people used to watch the Bulls, but not anymore. Until they get another superstar besides Zach LaVine. Like, someone needs to help Zach LaVine, but until they get another superstar, they're not going to be contenders. Number 18, Brooklyn Nets. Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince is actually the worst three-point shooter from the corner with the lowest percentage, which is kind of sad. And also he only averages 33% from 3, so that's not very good either. But he's still putting up 12 points a game. Number 17, Toronto Raptors. OG Anunoby. People don't think about OG as a great player because they think about how they had Kawhi Leonard, and he's not Kawhi Leonard, but he does a decent job of replacing him, averaging 10 points, and he can play defense. He's not the greatest offensive player, but he's a great defensive player. Number 16, Portland Trailblazers. Rodney Hood. He's actually been decent for the past about 5 years, and he's averaging 11 points still. He hasn't played a ton of games, only 21, but he's still their best small forward. Number 15, Minnesota Timberwolves. It's not Andrew Wiggins anymore, so the other guy is Evan Turner. He's not bad, but Andrew Wiggins was averaging 21 points, so there's room for improvement. Number 14, Los Angeles Lakers. Danny Green. Usually it would be LeBron James in this spot, but it's not because LeBron's playing point guard. So Danny Green is at small forward. He's decent, 8 points, but he can play good defense. That's his strong point. I wouldn't, if it was an offense, no, Danny Green would not be that high. Number 13, Milwaukee Bucks. Wesley Matthews. He's actually played in almost every single game because he's played 62 games, and he's only averaging 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist, which isn't that good for a small forward, but Wesley Matthews has just been like a solid role player, and he can play good defense too, and it's a good asset for the Bucks to have. Number 12, Utah Jazz. Underrated alert. Joe Ingles. He's actually one of the best three-point shooters in the league, shooting 39%, but his free throw percentage is only 77%, so he ranks just outside of the top 10. Number 11, Golden State Warriors. Andrew Wiggins. Literally the only reason Andrew Wiggins ranks this high is because of his offense. He literally cannot play defense. But he's averaging 21 points a game, which is not bad. You can't blame him. Moving on to the top 10. Number 10, Sacramento Kings. Harrison Barnes. This is another guy that's also underrated. He's averaging almost 15 a game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 38% from 3. So he's not bad, but he's like that third piece of a big 3. He's like, there's De'Aaron Fox, then there's Buddy Hield, but then there's Harrison Barnes. He's like that third piece. He plays like the Dennis Rodman role, but he's not as good as Dennis Rodman was. Number 9, San Antonio Spurs. Rudy Gay. He's actually been pretty decent, and he's still pretty underrated. A lot of these guys in like the early 10, like the higher up in 10s, like 8, 9, 10, those kind of guys, a lot of them are really underrated, like Rudy Gay, but he only shoots 31% from 3. That's one of his weaknesses, and only 10 points, but he can play great defense. Number 8, Houston Rockets. Eric Gordon. He has the highest three-point percentage from the corner 3. But he only averages 31% from 3, which is surprising because he is the best corner three-point shooter, but anywhere else he cannot really shoot. So, but he's averaging 15 points a game while doing it, so you got to give him some credit. Number 7, Indiana Pacers. T.J. Warren, another underrated guy. 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 37% from 3. And he's actually been pretty good. He's helped the Pacers become a contending team without Victor Oladipo, and now they have him back. The Pacers might be pretty scary if the NBA ever resumes. Number 6, Philadelphia 76ers. Tobias Harris. This guy, not a lot of people talk about him. Once again, he's like that third piece in a big 3 behind Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Actually, no, he's the 4th. He's like, doesn't even make a big 3 because he's got Al Horford on the team. But Tobias is pretty good. He's averaging almost 20 points a game. So you got to give him some credit. Number 5, Boston Celtics. Gordon Hayward. You're probably wondering why Gordon Hayward's a top 5 small forward. Well, it's because there's not a lot of competition. This year, a lot of people have regressed, or whatever the word is, gotten worse, so Gordon Hayward benefits. And he's actually averaging 17 points a game, and he's 39% from 3, so not bad. Number 4, New Orleans Pelicans. Brandon Ingram, 24 points per game, an all-star. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 38% from 3. He's pretty good, and finally he's gonna lead the Pelicans, maybe the playoffs, I don't know. But next year, I think the Pelicans will be pretty good. They'll have a healthy Zion, an all-star Brandon Ingram. It's going to be scary. Number 3, Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic. He's been so good this year, an all-star starter. Almost 30 points a game with 28.7. But he's only averaging 31% from 3, so that's another one of his weaknesses. But other than that, he's been really good. He's averaging almost 9 assists with 8.7, almost 10 rebounds with 9.3. If you say Luka isn't as good as people says, then you're wrong. Number 2, Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler. 20 points a game. He's the Heat's lone superstar, and he's basically turned them around, which is surprising. Jimmy Butler is really taking a step up this year, and being one of the better defenders in the league, you can always count on a big night from him. But there's one weakness, the disgusting 24% from 3. Yeah, he needs to work on that. And number 1, Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi Leonard. It's going to be the same for the next few years, unless he gets hurt. He's averaging 27 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and he's probably, in my mind, the best defender in the NBA. So you can't argue with that. So he's the best small forward in the NBA.